So this year I had the pleasure of visiting Carowinds for the Sunday of their opening weekend, which was March 16th, 2025. And as I've done at Dollywood in the past, I went ahead and documented anything around the park that I had seen change over the off season that I think is new for the 2025 season. Of course, this is not a home park like Dollywood is that I visit at least once a month, sometimes multiple times a month. I usually only go to Carowinds like 2 to 4 times per year, so I am still very familiar with the park, but not as familiar as Dollywood, so I'm sure there's plenty of things that I may have missed. But Carowinds does have a lot of things going on right now, so I wanted to go ahead and document some of the changes. Most of that comes in the form of removals of several rides, which I will be covering at the end of this video. I already did a separate video on the demolition process of the 3 rides that are currently being removed at Carowinds, so I'll do like an abbreviated version of that at the end here, and I'll put it at the end in case you've already seen that other video. And Carowinds is also getting 2 new rides in their Camp Snoopy area this year, so there'll kind of be a construction update portion of this video as well, since that is the main new thing that's new for 2025, but it's not ready yet. So anyways, enjoy. So here's a positive change aside from the ride removals. There are a bunch of these that have been installed all throughout the park, little information boards. Right now they're just showing little graphics and telling you the current time, and then occasionally telling you how to connect to the Wi-Fi. I assume at some point these will be used to display wait times, maybe weather, different information like that. It'd be really nice if they showed all the ride wait times in one place, especially since these are all over the park. But yeah, right now they just show time and tell you to connect to the Wi-Fi. Certainly nice that they're there, and there's a lot of possibilities for them to do a lot of cool stuff with these. You'll also see they're all themed to kind of match the area they're in. So we're in Carousel Park right now, so it kind of has the kind of carousel vibe. And I'll show you what some of the other ones around the park look like as well. So here's the one over in Thunderstrikers Plaza, which I think is called Thunder Road now. And you can see it's got tire marks on it and stuff. This one probably looks the least nice, but at least it's themed to go along with the area. Here's the one over by Fury. You can see that they do the hexagonal pattern and the Fury colors and everything. So it is cool that they have these all matched up to the areas that they're in. Here's the one in Carolina Boardwalk, which is not the best themed area of the park, but at the same time they did give it a nice little like boardwalk aesthetic in there, so that's certainly nice and welcome. Here's the aeronautical landing one, so it's themed up to match aeronautical landing. Again, these will be really nice once they are programmed to show. I assume that eventually in the program to show wait times and stuff, and that'll be super nice. Although, of course, since it's Six Flags, you know they're also going to show ads, so hopefully that's not too annoying. There's also this VIP lounge called the Cedar Creek VIP Lounge for Prestige season pass holders. I am not a Prestige pass holder, so I can't go in there, but you can look up what they're like at some other parks. Usually it's just a place you can sit down, get some free drinks, etc., etc. I believe this was not finished at the end of the year last year, but it's done now. It's attached to Harmony Hall near the front of the park. So if you're a Prestige pass holder, which is the highest level of pass, you can go in there. Looks like there's also an outdoor section over here, so that's also cool. Over at Thunderstriker, this was renamed last year when they lost the Taylor license, kind of last minute, so they threw up a kind of temporary looking sign, but this year they got a brand new sign that's kind of 3D-y. The other one was a rectangle and like a flat print, so they're still using like the same logo, but it's a much bigger sign, and it's actually kind of 3D pops out, so it's still not my favorite, but it definitely looks a lot better than the sign that I had up there last year. Alright, so Flying Cobras here, their Vekoma Boomerang that a lot of people forget exists, myself included, got repainted this year, which I guess is good. It was looking pretty rough before. I don't know if the truck rails got repainted because they still seem a little bit scratched up, or they may have just been from testing and running. But you can see fresh blue, navy blue on the track, and more specifically these columns. They've even repainted the checkered patterns. So it looks really nice. The ride was looking pretty rough the last couple of years. Although it is weird they chose to repaint it this year, because I thought when Six Flags started going through and removing rides from their parks after the merger, I thought that Flying Cobras would be the first thing to go from Carowinds. I'm not surprised that Nighthawk left, but I figured Nighthawk and Flying Cobras would leave at the same time. But nope, Flying Cobras is still here, operating with a fresh coat of paint. So I guess that means maybe they plan to have it around for a little while longer.
It just seems very out of place at this park, being kind of a generic ride with a very low capacity. It usually has one of the longest waits in the park just because of how bad the capacity is. It just doesn't really make much sense here. Also, it's like never open half the time. Like, it's always the first ride to close whenever they're short-staffed or anything like that. Or even sometimes, I'm surprised it's open today. There's a lot of more empty days I come here, it's just not open, so I don't know. Again, I figured it would be first to go, but apparently not. Maybe it's a land thing. It's not really, it doesn't really open up any land to remove it, but obviously opening up land is not top priority with these removals because like Nighthawk's not going to be replaced for another 4 or 5 years probably, so I don't know.
Oh, I don't know exactly how I forgot to mention this while I was at the park. However, it does appear that both Fury and Intimidator have gotten new clamshells on their lap bars. I wasn't able to confirm this directly, but there was not a single nick, not a single scratch, no discoloration, anything like that that you would typically expect on a B&M clamshell for rides that are, 10 and 15 years old, and things that I remember seeing on them before. Not present. They looked and felt like 100% factory mint condition, brand new. Probably spelled brand new too. I just don't typically stick my nose down and smell lap bars. So anyways, I'm pretty sure that Intimidator and Fury both got brand new clamshell lap bars, which is fantastic. As almost perfect as they are, that is one of the downfalls of the B&M clamshell that you have on the Hypers, is because it's basically a big foam block. It tends to wear out faster than a lot of other lap bars and restraint types do. It's just more subject to at least looking worn over time. So if you want to keep that pristine feel and pristine look, you'll have to replace that component more often than you would, on other rides with other types of lap bars. So it is great to see Carowinds taking great care of their two most popular attractions and making sure that they at least look and feel like they're in mint condition. Also, I typically don't talk about merchandise in these what's new / construction update type videos just because merchandise can change a lot throughout the year at parks, but I did want to go ahead and mention that Fury 325 does have some really cool 10th anniversary merchandise for the 10th anniversary of the ride this year. And of course, it opened in 2015, so now it's 2025. It's 10 years old, which is just crazy. Anyways, you don't see parks doing merchandise to celebrate anniversaries of rides very often. In fact, most of the time they hardly even acknowledge that a ride is having an anniversary. So it is really awesome that we have so much stuff for the 10th anniversary of Fury. I personally got a t-shirt and a sweatshirt. They weren't cheap, but I definitely wanted to get them and support this idea, so hopefully more parks in the future will do this kind of thing for their rides or at least their star attractions. It's very cool.
At the entrance to Camp Snoopy here, there are some new signs advertising the new for 2025 attractions that are not yet ready as of opening day. They said they'll be ready at some point in the spring, but I don't think we have an opening date yet. So there's Charlie Brown's River Raft Blast, which is a Mack ride's splash battle. Super weird to be seeing a park getting a brand new splash battle. Haven't seen that in a while, but Epic Universe is also getting one this year, so we're getting two in 1 year, which is weird. We haven't seen these going in a while. And also Snoopy's Racing Railway, which is a small family, they call it a family launch coaster. It's almost more of a kiddie launch coaster, but it looks like it'd be pretty decent. It's a clone of the one that's already at Canada's Wonderland, so if you're wondering what it's going to ride like, you can go watch a video of that one online. Again, don't know exactly when these will be open. I was really hoping they would be ready for opening day so that I could get the credit, but unfortunately not. I don't know if I'll be able to be back here before I move, but hopefully I am once those rides open. Bigger, better, Snoopier. So first to the left of this main plaza here, this is where the new family coaster's going. You can see Partner Does sign up around the edge of the wall too for some reason. Oh, I guess they're redoing some brickwork over there, which is cool, but you can see some of the track sticking up there. I believe the trains are on site and the track work's done. I don't think they've started testing yet though, but hopefully it won't be too long before it's open. So I guess this is kind of the best view of it over here from this side because this where the fence is a little shorter for some reason. So you see a lot of the track work. It's a pretty decently sized ride. It's actually a little bigger than I expected in terms of the land area that it takes up. You can see way back there what appears to be the station building is still under construction. So I don't know how long it's going to take them to finish that and all the theming and stuff. But, you know, track work's apparently done. And yeah, this is still as far as we can go. It's still fenced off where you can't go past Woodstock Express here. So I'm going to assume that their kiddie coaster is still back there, but you can't get to it right now. And that's also the Mack Ride Splash Battles going in the plot behind Woodstock Express here, which you can't see because, you know, you can't get back there. I'm actually going to ride Woodstock Express real quick and see if perhaps I can, you know, see anything else from the exit path that's on the other side back there. Much better view of the coaster.
The items cannot be at your feet. They have to go in the bins.
There you go, I guess.
With it.
Okay, yeah, exit path of Woodstock Express has the best construction views, weirdly enough. But anyway, so here's again the coaster plot. So you can see it's kind of bigger than I expected it was going to be. So we have, I assume that will be the main station platform right there, and then the ride does have a second launch that appears it will take place indoors in that wooden building back there.
Pull down the black lap bar. Yep, that's your belly fast. Pull down on that black lap bar.
So you can see there are a couple kiddie rides that were a part of Camp Snoopy before that are still there. Actually, that one looks like it's not done with its off-season refurb yet, but I assume all of these will be reopening once the area is done. They're just kind of in the middle of the construction area right now. So over to the right here, you can see where the splash battle is going to go, which is a pretty big plot actually. I don't know what used to be here, but you can see a lot of plumbing that's been installed and stuff, but overall it looks like, contrary to the coaster, this one looks like it is nowhere near done. So I wouldn't anticipate this being open anytime soon, personally.
Which is inspired by a family favorite area for Carowinds from years ago. Now British brings back in a fresh and exciting way, delivering all the good vibes and good beats of Carolina Highlands.
So, buddy, way back there is the Woodstock races or whatever. This one right here. See?
Okay, am I crazy, or did there used to be like a statue fountain thing here? Because I really think there used to be a statue fountain thing here. If there was, it's not here anymore. We just got this compass that I think is actually accurate. So that's cool. But I miss what used to be here. So this is weird. There's a fence up around their Scrambler, which is here in Carousel Park, kind of across from Vortex here. Yeah, I don't know what's up with that. It was not on the list of rides to be removed this year. It's still on the app and website and everything, so I don't really know what's up with that, but you can't ride the Scrambler right now. There's a fence around it. So interesting. Again, they haven't said that it's going to be removed, and it's still on the website and app, so maybe it's just getting a refurb. I don't know, but weird nonetheless. Yeah, so I saw from the top of Carolina Sky Tower that Scrambler is still like pretty much fully intact, and there's really no sign of any work going on in there, so I'm really not sure why the fence is up, unless it's just something they're thinking about removing but haven't confirmed yet. This is super weird. Here's a new park map with no Nighthawk in sight. And actually there used to be a path that cut through between Windseeker and the front of the park underneath Nighthawk, but because of the demolition that's not open right now, so they just completely removed that path from the park. So now the park is literally just a circle without the cut through the middle that it used to have. And then the new map also has the construction area and Camp Snoopy. The two new rides that are coming are not ready yet, so this map will be replaced again, I'm sure, as soon as those rides open. We don't know exactly when yet, but they'll be over in this area, so that's where they're notated on the map. But yeah, there you go. You'll also notice the other previously announced removed rides. Screamweaver used to be right there, gone. Drop Tower used to be right there, gone. And then there was the Scrambler was around right here, I think. That's gone. I don't think that was in their announcement they put out, but there is a construction wall around it. It's not open right now, and it's taken off the map. But it is still physically there. So, I don't know, maybe it's just getting a refurb. I honestly don't know if any other rides are missing. Y'all can let me know. This new park map is also the first piece of park signage I've seen at Carowinds so far that says copyright Six Flags instead of copyright Cedar Fair. A lot of the other signage still says Cedar Fair on it. It'll take a while before it all gets replaced, but that is strange. So now the 2026 water ride, the log flume, we know from Kermit Leaks, is going right there, which is where the old River Rapids ride used to be. That River Rapids ride has been abandoned for like 5 or 6 years at this point. But yeah, new log flume going there. Hopefully they theme it up a bit so it's not like terribly ugly looking, but the new Cedar Fair Six Flags company seems to be pushing for theming more, so hopefully that does happen. So then I would assume Nighthawk's plot right here is probably going to be like, I'd say 2028 or more likely 2029 for probably a Giga Dive. I have to imagine going there. Again, probably, I'd guess 2029. We'll see if I'm right in like 4 years. Then you still got that plot up there that used to be Dinosaurs Alive. I'm thinking that'll probably be a family launch coaster in that spot, a large one like Big Bear Mountain or something there. That's my guess. So, and that'll be way after the Giga Dive coaster. So those are my guesses for the future of Carowinds. So we'll see what happens there. So over in the water park, you can see there's some kind of construction going on. I think there used to be a slide complex there that got ripped out. So I don't know if they're just finishing that area up to be somewhere you can walk through, or if they're going to put another complex there. I don't know, or maybe a pool or something. Right now it just looks like a flat pot of land with gravel. I've actually never been in Carowinds' water park before, so I'm just not familiar with it at all. I don't know what used to be there. But if somebody does, they can let us know in the comments. This is so weird, what the heck. I kind of figured that they would be, want to have the Nighthawk demolition done before the season started, but apparently not. It's still very much underway, but yeah, it's super strange. So as a part of the new combined Six Flags chains kind of restructuring, they've been going through, and pretty much every park in the chain, at least a lot of them, are having multiple rides removed. Great Adventure was probably hit the hardest by this. But Carowinds is losing 2 flat rides, Screamweaver and Old Enterprise, which I'll show you in a minute, and their Drop Tower. But then they're also losing one major coaster, that being Nighthawk, which is honestly not surprising. This thing's been a maintenance nightmare for years. It could only run with one train the last couple of years it was in operation, because they only had one train for it, which made the capacity terrible, which always had the longest wait in the park. It was just a pain, and it did not have the capacity and uptime for a park of this magnitude, or for what they wanted this park to be. So I'm honestly surprised it made it as long as it has, but you'll see when you come to Carowinds, it looks very strange. So it's hard to tell, especially because I don't come to this park that much, usually just 2 or 3 times a year. But it does seem like there was a lot of tree removal along with the demolition of Nighthawk so far as well. Either way, this area is like really open now. Like you can see all the way to the back of the park where you couldn't really see before. I don't know if I like it very much. As you can see right here is where Nighthawk's entrance used to be. Or I guess it's still there. They even still have the Nighthawk safety sign there. I don't think you used to be able to walk up this close to the ride. There definitely used to be trees here. This used to be just a normal park path that cut through the center of the park over to Windseeker, which made the park not just a circle, but you could also cut through the middle of the circle. But this path is now closed. It's been removed from the maps as well. And you can see they closed it off for the demolition effort here. I assume it'll be back open whenever they're done with the demolition, but it doesn't look like they'll be done anytime soon. So I guess for this season at least, I assume there's no cut through path through the middle of the park. It's literally just a circle now.
They're just taking it out. They're swapping out the ride.
So heading towards Fury before you get to Hurler. Here's where Screamweaver, their Enterprise, used to be. I don't remember what make Enterprise it was, but as you can see, it's been ripped out. And that's about it. They haven't gated off this area, which is weird. The other ride removals they gated off. They haven't gated off this area, and they still left the queue there, the control booths, everything. They just tore the ride out. All right, so over here right behind Hurler, this is a path that used to go back to the drop tower. So as you can see, there's just a fence up, same as the other fences we've seen for closed rides here. And I believe that drop tower is already completely removed. Yeah, this is weird. But let's go ahead and take a look real quick.